I want to circle back to New England because I keep going back to them at 3 here. Elliot Wolf, their director of scouting, longtime executive with the Packers. His dad was the general manager for the Packers for a long time. He said they're open for business regarding the 3rd pick. And of course, you should always be open to business. Why would you not be willing to take potentially a massive haul? Now, at the same press conference, multiple times he pushed back on the narrative that New England isn't ready for a quarterback. That's the huge story we keep hearing about the Patriots. It's, oh, yeah, they have a top 3 pick, but is this team really built for a rookie quarterback right now? Which is just one of the dumbest things I think that I've heard. Like, how often is a top 3 team really ready for a rookie quarterback? Not
almost never.
Almost never. And but I said at the beginning of the show, you really are nothing until you have your quarterback figured out. So to me, the Patriots need to draft Drake Maye. I understand the temptation of the Vikings offering, this Godfather offer of 3 first-round picks, maybe another second. But I just don't. You can't guarantee you're going to be back in a position to land a guy like Drake Maye. Am I crazy for thinking this?
So it depends on the offer you get, right? But it is possible the Vikings offer enough. I mean, if you're offered 3 first-round picks, 11, 23 in the first next year, I think you have to really think about it.
You have to consider.
The question is, I think, and we're not going to see anything happen until draft day. The Patriots and the Vikings and like all of these teams interested in trading up, we don't know what their order is, but they have a very strong feeling about Jayden Daniels versus Drake Maye.
Mm-hmm.
You know that's in the back of their minds. The Commanders are going to decide, I think, whether the Patriots move or not. And it's just based on whether they take the guy the Patriots have their eye on or not.
And who you think that's Jayden Daniels?
I think it's so hard to tell. I know that we're supposed to come out here and say, give some bold take, and I get why. But you look at the kinds of rationale that like the real insiders in the know are giving for why teams are going to make picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, the Vikings hired J.J. McCarthy's former high school coach.
Yeah, McCown. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like when these are the kinds of reasons people are giving, here's what it means. No one has any clue what anyone's thinking. And we're not going to find out until Thursday night. I'm going to be on a plane to Denver actually during the draft. So I'll see if there's fireworks over Denver. I've known something big happened. That's where
I'll be covering the Titans down in Nashville.
Yeah, we'll have everyone scattered across the globe for draft night. Go ahead, Jack.
So I was gonna say if the in terms of trading back, I feel like if the Pats really love those quarterbacks like Michael Penix, Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, then it might make sense. But obviously, if they like one of those two of the top 3 in Daniels or May, they're sticking right where they're at.
I mean, look, if you're a Patriots fan right now and they get this haul, that's awesome. You can have those extra few picks to try and round out a few position groups. But I'm just thinking if you roll into next year with, who is it, Jacoby Brissett is going to be the quarterback? Like,
no, I mean, you're throwing away another year.
You're throwing away another year. And Jacoby Brissett also is good enough to win some games. So like, what's the upside? Like what is the future with New England? I mean, you could go and try and bring someone in eventually. I haven't looked too far ahead at the free agent market, but like, what is the plan? Quinn Ewers? Like, would you rather have Quinn Ewers or Drake Maye? Would you rather have go and look at next year's class? Shador? Like, who are you? You might not even be there. That's the thing. You can't just bank on having a top pick because something could happen where you're an average team with Jacoby Brissett. It might be unlikely, but you could wind up having the 9th pick and all of a sudden now you're not going to grab one of those top guys without.
You're the one making the offer. The Vikings are making this.
Yeah, that's where to me it's just like you have your chance right now, and if you miss, you miss. But I do understand it's hard to turn down a huge offer like that. But I personally, as a fan, would be like, all right, we have a shot right now at a guy that a lot of people think could be special.
Let me say one thing: the Pats for all those dynasty years with Tom Brady and Gronk and Bill and Edelman. All Tom Brady really did was throw quick, fast slants. Like that was the Pats offense. Edelman and those other receivers. Gronk. I mean, it wasn't deep balls. The best quarterback in the draft at those intermediate, accurate slants is J.J. McCarthy. That's all I'm saying. You want a dynasty part 2? You go back to Michigan and take J.J. McCarthy. He's the king of quick slants.
One other team in the top 10 here that I wanted to look at.
I see Tom Brady in him. Like, do you not?
No,
like-
they're not the same player at all.
Why?
Jay, you're doing the same thing you did last year where you said CJ Stroud was no good because he played for Ohio State. You're looking at the most recent famous quarterback to play for that school and saying that's who the guy is.
No, I was high. I was high on Stroud. He's my top pick last year. I was low on Young. You can attest to that.
I know you were low on Young. Would Stroud?
I did Stroud number one. And yeah.
Look,
I'm telling you, I'd be funny.
I'm not going to sit here and compare JJ McCarthy to Tom Brady. I'm not ready to do that.
I have a funny football mind, but it's the right football mind.
The other team in the top 10 that I was looking at, the Giants. We talked about them a few weeks ago as well. The Giants have been rumored to go up. I really think the Vikings and the Giants have their eyes on Drake Maye, and that's some of the reports coming out of that. If Drake Maye falls to 3, that's where you can see some fireworks. I wanted to ask you guys: do you think that? So if you were the Giants or the Vikings, would you be willing to present a crazy offer to go up to 3, or like the Giants personally? I don't think that they. I personally like Daniel. I think Daniel Jones needs a receiver. Go ahead. If they can offer, like, what would the Giants offer to New England, you think? It would be probably 6. And how would you get up to 3 if you're the Giants?
You probably have to offer a first
rounder next year. Like, if you're the Giants, if you're a Giants fan, would you rather do that and get Drake Maye while still having Daniel Jones, or continue to build around DJ?
The Giants are going to wait at number 6 and then take Malik Neighbors. That's what they're going to do.
That's what I think as well.
Yeah, I mean, here's so the Giants, they never should have offered Daniel Jones that contract. But the front office, decided that contract was a good idea. What has actually changed that would make them, if you've got those priors, that would actually make you think the contract is poor?
Yeah, no, I didn't like it at the time either. But I'm just thinking to myself, if you go up and get Drake Maye, like, again, that team around him is just not good. But at the same time, like, I don't believe in Daniel Jones. And until you have your quarterback, like we've been saying on the show, you're not ready to win. So I can understand the thought process of the Giants going up. I'm not buying the smoke.
But you're saying if you offer a bag or you offer a lot to trade up to 3 or whatever and get one of these quarterbacks, do you think ultimately there's much of a difference right now and Daniel Jones is one of these rookies what the Giants have?
I would rather have Drake Maye than Daniel Jones. That's the reason I understand the Giants going and making a move here. I think Jones is just an okay quarterback. I think Maye could be very good.
But even what the Giants have right now?
No. Now you'd have to build around him. But I just don't think, even if you gave the Giants, some weapons for Daniel Jones, I personally don't think he'll be he'll be better, but I don't think he'll be a star quarterback. I think Drake Maye could be a star with the right pieces around him. So
the Giants never built around Daniel Jones.
No, they never have.
Like we don't know.
And it might fall apart completely with Maye too.
We kind of know.
But this is why it's so hard. It's we're all just assuming, all right, like Drake Maye is going to be better.
I'd rather.
Well, you have more evidence you have less evidence that Drake Maye is going to be bad than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, you have a lot of bad years in the league. Drake Maye has no bad years in the league.
But like Daniel Jones was number 5? He was number 5 pick.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah, but so the draft capital starts to matter less the more evidence you put out there. It is more likely Drake Maye will be good than Daniel Jones, given the available evidence.
But why not give the quarterback you paid zillions to weapons and blocking and help? Yeah, why kick him to the curb immediately?
Because he's probably not good.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Is does the Giants front office, do they believe in Daniel Jones enough to continue to invest when there's a chance? Again, I think New England's going to make the pick at 3.
They didn't give him nothing. He said nothing.
No, they really haven't. So you are a Daniel Jones guy. Let's give him Malik Neighbors.
More than most people.
Because if I'm a Giants fan, I think if I were a Giants fan, I would be pretty happy getting Drake Maye.
Him Joe Alter, Malik Neighbors.
Okay. Ziggy, if you were a Giants fan, would you prefer to go and trade up for Drake Maye or build around with
it depends what the price to move up is, but I have no faith in Daniel Jones.
First round pick this year, first round pick next year.
I'm probably moving up, but I have no faith in Daniel Jones. And if they don't move up, I think that's fine. Just you got to get a new quarterback soon.
Yeah. So of the two teams, again, the Vikings and the Giants, who Schefter said are probably the most likely wanting to move up. I think the Giants are interested, but not desperate. The Vikings, to me, I think they're all in on Drake Maye. And you were right, or you called exactly what I was thinking, Ziggy. I think they're all in on Drake Maye. They will give 3 first-round picks and maybe even more to go up to 3 if he's there. Again, will New England accept it is the question. But if New England goes Maye, I don't believe that we love McCarthy enough to go to go up to 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 to make that pick. I think we're more willing to let him slide back and see how the draft falls. I would be disappointed to give up 3 first-round picks from McCarthy.
I hate ACC quarterbacks. I really do.
3 first as a Viking fan, Ziggy, 3 first-round picks for McCarthy. Would you be disappointed in that?
Probably, but what are you gonna do?
I think McCarthy is better than May.
I mean, yeah, some people do. I personally would have May.